One of the express goals of God's kingdom building is to change the world. And it's not just to get back to factory settings, the original working order. If the book of Revelation is any indication, any guide, we are shooting for something new, albeit recognizable, but new. And trying to take in everything that's going on, it can all feel too big, overwhelming. Food, water insecurity is a scourge and a byproduct of human greed. Well, food, water insecurity should not exist because there's more than enough to go around. But how do we really end hunger? Political strife has been with us since the garden, and political violence since the first children, even though God provided everything that they needed. Political strife and violence should not exist, but how do we address those things in real ways and in ways consistent with God's will? Our human habits can be bad to just plain evil. Isolation, envy, lust, selfishness, willfulness, stubbornness. We aren't just bulls in the china shop. We sometimes knock down the entire block of stores. As I watched the meeting in the Oval Office between our president and others and the president of Ukraine, I found myself realizing in the exchange a shift in our world politics. And my heart was full of questions about what comes next and whether anything I do really has any impact, whether my faith really matters. Well, I believe that may at least be part of why someone asked me just a week or two ago if these are the end times, as they put it. They asked whether the players, even President Trump himself, might be the Antichrist or arbingers of the apocalypse. Whether the events in the Middle East, especially with Israel, are signaling the end of history as we know it. Now, with all due respect to my colleagues and theologians in many parts of the world and history, Jesus' very plain command, I think, is very helpful. Be ready. It's not that the questions don't matter. Of course they do. But what matters more is what we're studying this season of Lent, the life of a disciple. What matters is that we are trying to live the disciple kind of life. If we're doing that, y'all, it simply doesn't matter when the apocalypse happens. We'll be ready. What can we really know about the end times? Nothing. No one knows, Jesus says. What we do know is that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It is here, and it is now. So how do I answer the problem of world hunger? Well, I feed who I can. How do I deal with the politics of my day? Well, I act in my capacity as a citizen, serve where I can, speak up when necessary, and love my neighbors. I address the ills of this world by making shalom, that is, everything being set right, my personal mission. All of this in service to a changing world, all of this in service to a changing world, to changing the world by paying attention to the one thing that I truly can change, myself. God is changing me. And as that transformation happens, the world changes. What I see, what I hear, what I feel, what I know, what I do. And so this season of Lent and beyond, allow God to change the world by making room for God to truly change you. Open yourself, really open yourself to the idea that there's room for improvement in you, places for growth, and then improve, then grow. Don't just talk about it. Don't just give up chocolate or social media for a few weeks. Give up whatever is holding you back from a disciple's life and embrace the very grace of God that is transforming you. My family in Christ, may it be so.